Good evening and welcome to the Nightcap. Please, we love having you here. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, listen, share with your friends. Top of the morning to the people. Today's episode of the Nightcap is about patience. Yeah, and patience is one of the most important virtues, as we often know. I think over the past couple of, it's now months, right? It was a situation of weeks, but now it's become a 2 month story. I've been faced with a situation which I've had to grow and learn and lean on patience, right? And as I was kind of looking to make the situation work, get this sort of transaction done, you're always kind of thinking, well, there's a few certain things that I have to do, and then I hand it over to the next party, and then it's done. In 2 weeks, you kind of create timelines in your mind of like, okay, I'm gonna do this, they're gonna do that, and then we're gonna be done, right? And as you're kind of doing that, you're rushing through the process and you kind of give it to the other person, you're not hearing anything. You kind of then go to this thought and feeling within yourself of how do I get this over the line, right? How do I push this for the other person to start doing stuff, right? And two sort of things and feelings came out of that is I think in life as people, we always tend to wish for, or not even wish, hope for an outcome, right? Before we've actually done all the things that are in our control, right? And what the kind of showed me, first lesson number one is that it's always easy to be like, I'm hoping to get this thing done and completed. But before that thing is done and completed, have you actually done and prepared yourself and actioned all the surrounding tasks that put you at the best position for that thing to be completed? Because half the time you'll be like, okay, cool, I've done my part, I've given it to the next person, right? I'm waiting for the next person. But waiting is such an interesting space because a lot of the time, if you're not fully prepared, you receive the next step of the output and then you'll be like, oh, I have to get my ducks in a row. And so it's been such an interesting process of firstly having the self introspection to kind of ask yourself, for all the things that I'm asking for and saying I'm working for, have I done all the things that I should be doing? And secondly, this is the real one. Once you actually done all those things and you actually done all the things that you can, are you present and patient, right? And accepting of the things that you can't control and having actioned all the things that you can control. And that is the process and growth that I've been on in the past couple of weeks. Patience and preparedness. Yeah, tell me, V, what are your thoughts?
So I completely, I guess, understand the point of, before as I'm waiting for this person, have I done everything I can do? So, if you can say like a practical examples of, like, let's say you're doing something at work and, maybe
Mm,
there's five things that you need to do, and maybe on number two you get stuck. So now you send it back and say, listen, I don't actually know what to do at number two, but
mm,
have you tried to do three, four, and five, and like
mm,
just make sure that one is the only thing that is not done in this
mm,
current moment
mm,
in time, sort of thing.
mm,
And then
mm.
I guess to now to go to patience and the importance of patience that you've learned, Sergio, is that I guess when you speak about patience and the patience that you've learned, what is, I guess, the one lesson, for lack of a better word, or the one, yeah, let's say the one lesson you want people listening to this to take away about patience?
Mm,
One lesson.
mm.
You can only say one thing. At the end of this, I want you to have taken this away about patience.
Presence. I've got
Presence.
to one word. Yes, I'm next week's challenge. Yes. presence, right?
Okay.
Now that
Yeah.
I've answered your question, I'm going to go back to kind of a couple of the things that you spoke about. And so the reason how these things all dovetail is in these example, if you kind of got five talks and one and you finish one and two and three feels like you get stuck, right? It's very easy to feel in life like you are stuck because number three doesn't seem to be working out and it's contingent on another person to be actioning something, right? And why there's a key critical lesson to transmit is you can feel stuck in life thinking like there's nowhere else I can go, there's nothing else I can do. But
Mhm.
half of the time, you can take a step back and realize that yes, this is the critical point that enables the rest. But have you actually prepared yourself to action, you know, four and five? And why that is important, the key lesson that it brought in my life is that being stuck is actually only a function of yourself and your mind. Because there's always things that you can and should. I don't want to say can do because there's so many things you can do, but only certain things you should do. But there are always things that you should be doing to be prepared for the moment when the river flows.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, it's easy in life to feel stuck, to feel like my life is stagnant, when actually you can be taking action, doing small things that allow you to continuously be prepared to take the next step. And that was one of the key critical moments and lessons that I've gained from this process of patience.
Yeah.
And to dovetail to the second part, right, is why patience and presence are
Yeah.
linked is that to be patient, you have to realize that there's actually nothing that you can do about the other person and their deliverable.
Yeah.
Because you can go blue, red in the face, hold your breath, jump up and down. But until the other person comes to the party contributing their aspect, the only thing that you have to do is be present. Not think about the future, not think about the past, not be upset. Is just be present in the moment. Mm.
And I guess you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we're not saying like don't do anything, don't follow up, don't.
Yes,
That's not what we're
yes,
saying.
yes. Mm,
But we're
mm.
saying that do what you can to get them to do their part and almost have acceptance. I don't know, I think is a better word, but almost accept. Yeah, I
I
guess
say
accept that
presence. I'd say
there is nothing more that you can do to get them to to give you what you need. But as KG has very eloquently said, you can do what you can do now, so that when you do receive what you need from them, it's now like a 5 minute process to finish everything rather than
Exactly.
5 hours sort of thing.
Exactly, right? And that's why it's this beautiful dovetail of all three phases. Have you done everything you should step back of realizing, Khanya, have you done all the things that you should do?
Okay.
Right? Then the second thing is, like you're saying, it's not a thing about, not following up or just leaving stepping away, but it's about, you follow up, but realizing that you can't push past a certain point. You can't make them send an email back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't do that. Have you actioned all the things that you should do? And once you've done that, you have to let go of it. You have to be present in where you are because there's nothing that you can control outside of the things that you have done.
Fair,
And
fair.
that is the presence and patience of life. Mm.
Yeah. And I guess now my last question to you guys is going to be how would you describe presence? Okay, so let's move away from the office one because I think that's an easy example.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's talk about something in your personal life. Let's say you're
Mm,
trying to make plans for a holiday in 2 weeks' time, and you
mm.
need, as I said, you need to book flights, you need to book accommodation. There's five things that you
Yes,
need to do,
this is a great example. Yeah,
and the
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
thing now you need you're waiting for V to get back to you about V. Can you do it? What dates can you do? You know, yeah. What would being present in that situation of V is not getting back to me? What would that look like to you?
I love this. And the best way how I'm going to use it, because this is almost a connected, it's a similar kind of essence, right? Is the travel agency is open from 8 a.m. to 5:30, right? At 5:31, if V has not gotten back to me about the flights and dates that we're going to book, right? There's nothing that I can do between 5:31 and 7:59 directly linked to actually making a booking. And so the presence in there and we can kind of walk through the process, right? I can feel stuck. Oh, V has not done X, Y, Z. Oh, you feel stuck. And this is a beautiful example. But then you say, okay, have I done everything that I have to do and that I should do? Right? Have I kind of looked up to see what are the different variations of the packages on the travel site, on the travel agency? Have I then sent all of those and kind of put together different sort of permutations to V to say, okay, cool, based on my dates, these are the different packages that are still available based on the website, right? And then guess what you do after that? You become patient because V is on the golf course playing the best 18 holes of his life. And he's decided today he's not on his phone, right? There's nothing that I can do about making V make a decision. I can't get into his mind. And I cannot make a booking at the travel agency because they are closed. So you know what you do? You realize that there's actually absolutely nothing that you can do because you've actioned all the tasks that you can. And what does presence then tell you? If there's nothing that you can control in the situation, then you actually just be within yourself and enjoy where you are in the moment because then you can actually put that to the side and open your capacity to all the other beautiful things in front of you. And eventually, V will respond to you, and V will respond at 7:30. And guess what? You still can't make a booking at the travel agency, right? So you still then have to ground back to presence. But once you put all those plays in action, it means that at 8:01, you're able to call the agency and make the booking exactly as it is, as opposed to feeling stuck.
I think what I love about that is that you sort of what you're doing between that, so what 5:31 and 7:59 sort of thing is that you're making the plan, as I said, so that you can finish the booking at 8 o'clock the next morning. You're not, because what I guess in our example would have happened is that now you let's say you call V, you get a hold of him at 5 o'clock, and now he's giving you options, and now okay, now you need to go do more research, and okay, based on what V has said, but no, you've taken the time to do that in the close time. And I think that, yeah, sometimes in life we make things that are not so urgent too urgent. Like
Mm,
I have a
mm, mm.
philosophy, it's something I say that unless you're a doctor, relax. Like relax, like chill
Relax.
out.
It's so true. Unless you're a doctor, relax.
Relax. That is honestly perfect, KG. Thank you so much for that
Yeah,
lesson. I love that.
amazing. And yeah, so with that, have a beautiful rest of the evening. Be patient, be present, and enjoy.
Cheers, KG.